At first, West Africa's devastating Ebola epidemic and abductions of young women by Boko Haram threatened to overshadow the historic gathering in Washington. But the U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit, hosted by President Barack Obama, stayed on course. My colleague, Paul Sisco, has more.
Substantial progress was made and announced at the summit, demonstrating America's renewed interest in the fast-growing economies on the continent. $33 billion in U.S. investments in Africa, $12 billion for Power Africa, another $7 billion to support U.S. exports to Africa, and a pledge to renew the African Growth and Opportunity Act.
This is a moment of amazing opportunity for Africa.
African leaders heard U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry talk about the endless possibilities of a new, expanded U.S.-African relationship.
It's also why we're determined to deepen our partnerships and to deliver on remarkable opportunities for peace, for security, for economic growth, and perhaps most importantly of all, in the context of what brings us here today, the empowerment of people through their government, through their civil society.
Also participating in the Civil Society Forum, President Jakaya Kikwete of Tanzania and President John Dramani Mahama of Ghana.
We're trying to create a sub-regional bloc where people can move freely amongst our countries, come and settle, bring their skills. I think that if we look at immigration more positively, it would be more helpful than being afraid of it.
I see. Thank you very much. There is this question from LA from the Republic of Uganda. As the United States government, what can you do to see that the civil society voice is respected in Africa by states?
We engage with governments across the board on the continent of Africa and elsewhere to support the rights of the voice of civil society, because we think you play an important role in promoting democracy, in supporting the rights of citizens, and in helping your governments in addressing those rights.
At the U.S. Business Summit, President Obama faced a tough question from a young African leader from Zimbabwe, whose president, Robert Mugabe, was not invited to the summit.
The challenge for us in the United States has been, how do we balance our desire to help the people of Zimbabwe with what has frankly been a repeated violation of basic democratic practices.
A top Namibian official says the summit offered African officials availability and opportunity.
We could engage with, of course, the president himself, with Secretary Kerry, with Ambassador Froman, with congressmen, and all of them were very positive about the outcome of an extended AGOA and new elements in that AGOA that would create not only preferential trade access into the US market, but also investment opportunities in the African market.
On the last day of the summit, President Barack Obama also announced plans to spend $110 million annually for 3 to 5 years to help African nations develop rapid reaction peacekeeping forces, one of several peacekeeping initiatives. Paul Sisco, VOA News.
Thanks, Paul, for that interesting report.